Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of 10 Talk. Today I am joined by the talented singer-songwriter Sandy Chittavong. Sandy, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Tony?
Can't wait to ask a bunch of questions. I know people are dying to hear a little bit more about your background. So with that, let's just go ahead and dive into it.
All
So if
right.
you can do me a favor, just give the audience a brief overview of your story and how you became professionally known as So Nice.
As I could remember as a little girl, and grown into the roots of like the Lao music and the Molam and everything, and my family's been very like vocal about the music. And yeah, I've just grown up as a kid listening to music, listening to my grandma sing, and and I've just grew up to love it and just kept doing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, when did you know that you wanted to be a singer, songwriter? And, what should people know about what it takes to be an artist like you?
Well, that's a very good question, Tony. Well, me, as even if when I was growing up, it just started just blooming when I started going to school, started learning to write. Poetry was my first love, and that was something where I started writing more. And
Hmm.
just up in high school until in my mid 20s, I started saying, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to represent our culture more in a modernized way and kind of represent the music background of what soulful history of Lao music is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
I actually,
modern days.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is I didn't know about your poetry background. So it's nice because I can kind of see that, just when you sing and your music comes out, when I pay attention to your lyrics. So that's really cool. I mean, I can only imagine, and I've heard stories about the struggles of being an artist and what it takes and all that hard work. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit? Maybe some of the things that you maybe went through that was hard and that most people don't know, and then maybe talk about some of the blessings of being an artist and why you're always fired up and excited about it.
Well, the good thing about it is me as well being an artist and growing up, it's kind of like for me, it's like a healing process.
Mm.
I feel like that's what music is, and it's a universal language. And that was the best way how I could express myself. And I thought that maybe it also will help others as well, not within my culture, but as everybody, everyone that, of course, that are so in tune in the type of music. Um, for me, it's like when I do this, I feel excited because I feel like I'm kind of being a voice of for someone, even for myself, and
Mm.
a voice to heal, to kind of like generate more of the love and just positive energy, and that's what I'm all about. And for me to be so fired up just doing this, it just excites me because it gets to kind of bring the other side of me as my personality, because I'm very outgoing. I like being out there, and I just want to be able to touch somebody in a way where I'm helping. I'm helping the community. I'm also helping others. So
No, it makes total sense. I
yeah.
mean, I feel like music is really kind of like a universal language,
Yes.
because even if I don't understand the lyrics, let's say I'm listening to an international song, there are certain artists that I gravitate to because it just feels good, right? It makes you want to jump, it makes you excited, it makes you happy. And that's what I love about your industry. And I know that, a lot of people kind of share their personal stories, maybe some deep, dark times, maybe some struggles that they went through, and they put it out there. And it's nice to kind of see inside that artist's lifestyle
Yeah.
based on the music that they, perform. So speaking about performances, if you looked at kind of all your different experiences, and I've had the fortune of going to one out in San Francisco, but if you looked at all your performances, what would you say has been your best performance of your career so far?
Wow. I think all of my performance were great. I look at it as more of a learning curve. I still feel like I always think it's the best performance, because everywhere I go, I got to really be out there and kind of like give my all, you know? You don't know who's going to be out there in the crowd and see like, wow, this girl is, you know, very artistic, you know, and I feel like they're all my best, but of course there's always a time where I have to be like, okay, there's a lot of things I need to work on. So, you know, I mean, those are a little bit of struggles, but at the end of the day, I feel like they were like my best performance. And anytime I'm doing it, I'm always going to do it better than the next.
Nice, nice. Well, that's totally fair. I mean, it's good that you at least feel that you're giving it your best, because that's all really that you can do, right? And what people are asking for is for you to be your best. And I know that in any line of work, whether it's, you know, being in the music industry or being in the business world, you know, you can't be 100% every day, but it doesn't mean you can't try to be 100% every day. And I think that that's kind of the difference between some people who really go all out and give it their best, and other people who kind of like, you know, they do it sometimes, right? So, but no, I appreciate that. And, you know, I wanted to ask you, because you're an artist and your music is so cool. I mean, I've followed you for quite some time. If you could collaborate with anyone, who would that dream collaboration be with?
Gosh, I mean, if they were alive, want to collaborate with. But I guess for the current artists now, I definitely want to collaborate with Kendrick Lamar. I want to collaborate with J. Cole, rap artists. They're just one of my best picks of like lyricists, because I want to learn from them. And if it was to collaborate with a female artist, I would say Kehlani. Yeah, she's amazing. Her lyrics is just on point, and that's the thing. I listen for music. I listen for like the heart of and the soul of what they are expressing and how they're feeling, and that's what my music is all about too. Love is always about love. That's the best way to, you know, express when you're in the most deepest pain. Gosh, there should be one more person, but yeah, I think that's so far, if I could remember. But that I think are my top threes.
Yeah, I know it's hard to decide on like one or two, so no worries. Well, with that, you know, I mean, you have an amazing stage name, if you want to call it. How did you come up with that? I mean, what was the deciding factor for you to come up with your stage name, I guess, if you want to call it that again?
Yeah. My stage name represents two separate meaning. Well, soul and Asian. The soul and Asian are kind of like merged in together, just like an anagram. As it's pretty much set as an anagram, like play on words, representing the culture of Laos. And you can see how it's backwards, and then Asian, kind of like a mixture. So it's Asian soul. Soulful and modernized of the folk music, in a sense of what I'm trying to put together.
All right. Well, you know, I know we're kind of getting to the end of our 10 talk, and like always, I love collaborating and talking to artists and talking to different people that I admire. But because we have a short time, I kind of want to shift gears into some other questions as we start to wrap up. And, you know, I think about your music and the sound, and I was just curious if you can name one male and one female artist that inspires your music, right? I know you kind of mentioned it earlier. Who would those be? And they could be from the past. They don't have to be alive today.
I've always have loved Aaliyah. Aaliyah was my first love of take of her when she came out during the 90s. So it was Aaliyah. Gosh, I mean, I would say, I mean, hip hop was always been a big thing in my like music as well. Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac. I you know.
Tupac. I love Tupac.
Yes, he was very real. He was real. He was genuine about his lyrics. He was a poet. You know. He's a poet. I have to add one more, because Jhené Aiko has been one of the most talented female artists that I've noticed that she kind of put out there, and I could say I have a little bit of that vibe when it came down to my music as well.
Hey,
So
has anyone ever said you kind of look like her? Because
yeah,
you.
you know, but guess what? I'm older than her, so she's the little sister. No.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, you guys kind of, look alike. Okay, cool, cool. So if I were to follow you today, right? What kind of process is it? Like, do you lock yourself in the room? Do you get out a pen and paper? You're in like this deep thought. Does it take many, many hours? What's that process like really quick?
You know, it's random, Tony. Like, and why I say that is because music is everywhere to me, right?
Mhm.
So anywhere I could be working and I have a melody, I'll hum it the whole time, and
Mm,
I have a lyrics to write, or if I'm feeling like, you know, I write my best when I'm vulnerable and emotional.
yeah.
So it comes out a lot better when I'm that, you know, and I freestyle. So I freestyle, I write it down, I record myself. So I have my little handy dandy notebook here, as I was
There you
saying,
go.
you know, electronic, to write everything out, to record my melodies. And when I go home, I just put them together. And if whenever I feel inspired, I feel like every day is an inspiration, everywhere I'm at, who I'm around. Um, I record it. So that process is like every time, like I feel like I'm very spur of the moment. So I have to get it. And if I don't, then I'm going to forget it. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
you know what's funny about what you said? Obviously this particular series is called the 10 Talk. And the way I came up with this was I was in the shower,
Yeah.
right? And and I'm thinking about, like what am I gonna do with my channel? And I was like, oh, I love TED Talks, right? And all
Yeah.
of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do a TED Talk, but what if I did something short and simple and let's call it a 10 Talk? Right. So it kind of, reminds me. So I remember jumping out of the shower and right away I was like half naked. I grabbed a piece of pen and paper and I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget about the idea. So that's kind of the birth of, how this series came about. So it's kind of interesting what you said about how you write and you get these thoughts sometimes in just random situations, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Cool,
Great.
cool. All
That's
right. Well, just lastly, I know that I follow you. I know a lot of people would love to know more about you just because you are so nice and you just have that energy about you that people are attracted to learn more. So with that, what's the best way people can follow you?
um, I'm very active in my Instagram.
Okay.
People can follow me at Soal Nias. So it's at SOAL dot NIAS. I'm also on Facebook as well. Same spelling, just a space in between the, SOAL space and NIAS. I'm active on both. So I linked my Instagram and my Facebook account, music account together. So anytime that anybody wants to message me or DM me, I am available to respond. And as fast as I could, as much as possible. Or sometimes I'm very busy, but yeah, those are my links. In the future, I will have a website so people can start purchasing my merchandise as well, and kind of be more active and follow and see when and where I would be on a next tour.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time today to be here on the channel with us. I cannot wait to see what you're going to do next, all the great things that are to come for you because you are such a sweetheart and I know everyone's rooting for you. So thank you so much for your time today and best of luck with everything that you do.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, you're very welcome. Well, there you guys have it. We have a chance to sit down with an amazing artist, and please follow her. If you want to know more about amazing people like Sandy, please make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. And until then, keep smiling, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Thank you very much.